Hey guys, this is Alex with Eastside Music School, and you may have heard that we're launching our next round of group guitar classes next week. I wanted to take a minute today to talk a little bit about what we'll be covering in one of those classes, and this is writing chord progressions. So if you've ever dabbled in writing songs and you've been stuck for what chord goes where, hopefully I can give you a little bit of insight and help you get started with writing your own chord progressions. It could work on guitar or piano. So let's get started. How I'm going to talk about this, we'll use what we call the Nashville number system. So basically we assign a number, a Roman numeral, to every chord in a key. And if that's a little unfamiliar, you might do a little Google research or sign up for a lesson and we can get you going with that. So let's say we're in the key of C, and the chords in the key of C, the 1 chord would be C, the 2 chord would be D minor, 3 chord is E minor, 4 chord is F, 5 chord is G, 6 would be A minor, and the 7 chord is B half diminished. Not too common in most kind of pop or folk chord progressions. And then back to C. So you probably have, if you've ever messed with this stuff, realize that most chord progressions don't go in sequential order. They don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. It could, but they usually don't. So here's my handy little kind of guide, and I call these harmonic tendencies. They're not rules, but they're what chords or harmonies tend to want to do. If you start on the 1 chord, you could really make a case for going to any other chord in the key. So we could go 1 to 6, we could go 1 to 3, we could go 1 to 5. They all sound interesting and unique. So if you're on the 1 chord, you can go anywhere. If you happen to be on the 2 chord, D minor in this case, it tends to want to go to the 5 chord. Right? And I'm sure you've heard a chord progression like that before. 2, 5, right? If we're on the 3 chord, which would be E minor, it tends to want to go to the 6, right? Kind of a nice minor progression. If we're on the 4 chord, which would be an F, that tends to want to go up to the 5, right? And if we're on the 5 chord, we tend to go back to 1. That's our cadence, 5 to 1. But you can go to 6, right? We could go 5 to 6. We call that a deceptive cadence, and it's a great way to get into maybe the bridge or another section of a song. If we're on 6, it wants to go to the 2 chord, right? 6. Okay. And if we're on 7, which we probably won't find ourselves, it wants to go back to 1. Okay. So I'll write these down in the comments section, and you can kind of see a visual for those of you who are visual learners. But let's take these concepts and apply them to a chord progression. So let's say we're starting on 1. Go to the 6th chord because we can. 6 goes to 2. 2 goes to 5. 5 goes back to 1. To the 6. To the 2. To the 5. Okay, and just like that, we have a nice chord progression. And by the way, that's a very common one. 1, 6, 2, 5. So hopefully that'll get you started with writing chord progressions. I totally encourage you to try that on your own. Start anywhere and follow those guidelines and see if you can come up with something unique. Certainly there's more to be said about that, but for now I think that's a good start. And if you do want to learn more, we are offering our group guitar classes starting next week, and on Tuesdays will be Guitar 2. And Jamie, who's our teacher, is going to be covering some basic songwriting concepts and techniques, and I'm sure he'll touch on this. So if you like playing guitar, you want to meet some cool musician students who are also learning and learn a little bit about songwriting, sign up for Guitar 2, Tuesdays at 7:30, taught by Jamie Cummins. Thanks. Have a great day.